Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Real with Meal. All right, so let me tell you, I am a mixture of exhausted and exhausted. This has been an amazing past few days. I mean, seriously, like we have experienced the presence of God just, and not that his presence is not always with us, right? However, but just experiencing his power, the Holy Spirit being in us, stirred up around us, being able to be felt and experienced in a way that is just unusual, but in a good way. We have had a great run these past few days, and all I can say is to God be the glory. I am overjoyed. I am just at another place of contentment. And if you're wondering, well, what in the heck has been going on these past few days, Millie? I'll tell you. Thank you for asking. So, we had a great experience at the Real with Meals Becoming She book release. Yes. I wish we had some claps right there. Come on, do we have claps that can come on? Is that possible? I'm going to say it. Oh, look at it. Thank you. I love it. Thank you. Yes, we had a great time with the Real with Meal Becoming She, Secured, Healed, Evolved. The book release was honestly better than I actually imagined it to be. And I'm being honest, and I'm happy that God, my Father, our Father, surprised me in that way. It was a moment, it was a space full of his presence and love. And so, yes, everyone that was in that building, in that room, felt the love of God. And I'm still hearing testimonies about it. Yes, just today, just this afternoon, someone pulled me to the side and stated that they had an experience that made them want to even reach to a loved one to mend and to forgive and to heal. And that alone, me hearing that was like, Lord, it wasn't in vain. Thank you, God, right? Because at the end of the day, it's all about living a better life. You don't want to live a life beneath what God wants you to live. You shouldn't walk around with grudges in your heart. You shouldn't walk around holding on to things that occurred whether last night, last year, 10 years ago, 20, 30 years ago. Let it go. Be free. And we're going to touch on that this evening. How can we begin to our healing process, or how can we begin to become? And this is something that, yes, becoming she, right, is for women, but also men, you can apply the same strategies, right? Because overall, as a human being, you should be secured, healed, and evolved. You really should. You shouldn't be the same person that you were 5 years ago. You should not be the same person that you were a year ago. Every moment, progression is progression as we proceed in this lovely thing that we enjoy called life. Speaking of progressing in life and people that have progressed to a higher life, let's go into the information that we have about our adult daycare sponsors. Yes, New St. Paul. Let's hear what they have for us on this evening regarding our seasoned, lovely people.
Hi, my name is Rory Hood. I am the administrator of the brand new St. Paul Adult Day Service.
Are you a caregiver of a senior 60 years old or older who you are afraid to leave home alone when you are not there? New St. Paul Adult Day Service is a place you need in your life. We offer a home away from home for your loved one Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. As a caregiver 24/7, it's not uncommon to become frustrated or burned out. But there is someone you can turn to. New St. Paul is here for you. We offer a place of fun, happy, and stimulating activities, and believe me, your loved ones will look forward to coming every day. Participants will engage in activities such as exercise, line dancing, painting, arts and crafts, movies, games, and pampering, just to name a few. We provide breakfast, snacks, and lunch daily. The best news of all is that for most, these services are absolutely free to qualified participants. Do you want more information? We are located at 2113 West Marquette Road, Chicago, Illinois. Our phone number is 773-912-6168. We are open for tours on Tuesdays and Thursdays between the hours of 9 a.m. and 12 noon. We have a well-qualified team with years of experience working with seniors and their families. We understand and we care.
Trust me, you are not alone. We care. Let us be your loved ones, home away from home. Contact us now. We're just one phone call away.
Don't delay. Contact New St. Paul Adult Day Service today.
Don't delay. Call them today. No, seriously, don't delay. Call them today. Take the help that millions of people wish they had a long while ago, right? God bless you to all the adult daycares out there, especially to New St. Paul, under the leadership of Pastor Hood and Dr. Hood, his lovely wife. Yes, so we have a quick but powerful and fun night in store for you. Well, should I say a little moment for you on this evening? Today, the segment is going to be shortened just a little bit. All right. We will follow up with an hour next week, but for right now, we're just going to do 30 minutes. Yeah, we're just going to do 30 minutes. And honestly, as long as it's powerful, that's all that matters, correct? So let me tell you about John. Yes, John Robinson is his name. John is a realtor that is in the market and in the business of helping people throughout whatever they are looking for, what they're searching for in regards to a living arrangement. His information is displayed right there. Please give him a call. He can help you find an apartment. He can help you find a home as he helped me. I am a living witness of his expertise and his team. They are a dynamic group of people that will make sure that you are set up properly. I'm telling you, give him a call. Give him a call. And you may be that person that say, I'm not going to get approved for it. Mill, I don't have this. I don't have that. Sometimes it just takes you stepping out on faith. All right. And when I say faith, stepping out on faith, that's following the instructions that God gives you and sticking to it. And you will see that you maybe don't have, or you maybe don't need what you think that you may need. Not to mention when you're with a believer that's a realtor, you never know when those prayers get to going, how heaven may respond. So call John Robinson. Awesome. We're going to move right along. We have a lovely song on this evening that I want to hear before we start our segment on the root of our brokenness. Yes, we are going to walk through the book, Becoming She, Secured, Healed, Evolved. And we're just going to give a snippet of what you all are going to be in store for as we proceed. But let's hear Jesus. Jesus, I love calling your name. Yes, covered by Pastor Kim Burrell, as she was honoring Pastor Shirley Caesar. So take a listen.
Pastor Shirley Caesar, there's no one in the world like you. Being a little girl, listening to the radio, I waited for you. There was a lot of music on the radio, but I waited to hear you. There's a little song. Does anybody know what the most wonderful name is in all the earth? I wish somebody would shout it out today. What is it? There's no greater name. There's no greater name. Somebody say it again. Jesus. Jesus got to be all that you need. This is how Pastor said. Oh, Jesus. Jesus. Come on, sing it good. Oh, Jesus. Jesus. Oh, how I love. Yes, I do, Lord. Calling your name. Oh, Jesus. Jesus. Oh, sweet Jesus. Every day, your name, Lord. Your name is the same. When my troubles surround me, and I didn't have to despair, no. Lord, you told me that you'll be right there. Has he ever done that for you? It seems like all my problems had just begun, but I didn't have to worry no more because they were already won. Oh, Jesus, somebody help me call Jesus. Oh, how I love to call your name. I wish I had some Jesus lovers. Jesus, somebody help me call Jesus. Every day, your name is the same. Come on, take me up, baby, come on. Come on, baby, come on. I remember the time when I felt so all alone, when I needed you. Jesus, all I had to do was call. Anybody ever called his name? Sometime was in the morning, sometime I call him late at night. But when I got up on my knees, Jesus made everything all right. Somebody help me call Jesus. He's my burden bearer. Jesus. I love calling your name. Yes, I do.
Yes, Jesus. Oh, how I love calling your name. Kim Burrell, period. An anointed pastor, singer, and blesses me every time I hear that song. We are going right into our topic. And I pray that song blessed someone on this evening. If you're feeling low, call his name. Seriously. You will feel better the more you call it. Call it out loud too. Let the whole atmosphere around you experience it. All right. We are going right into our segment, Becoming She. I first need to say we had a great time. The Spirit of God was truly at that book release, truly at the book release. And again, as I started out our segment tonight, stating that I'm still receiving phone calls and messages, and I had a few coworkers that even attended that were explaining to me honestly how just light they felt after leaving, how a seed of forgiveness was planted in them as they went home. So I say to everyone that attended, thank you. As I stated on that afternoon or the early evening, it meant so much for me to see you there. However, it meant even more for me that you all left inspired, you left changed and motivated to do something that everyone needs to do, which is to walk in forgiveness. So I am encouraged when I hear these stories, because it's not easy being a martyr for change. It's not easy speaking your story. It's not always understood. It's not always given in the way that others would be receptive to hear it. However, it's your story. And you still have to be mindful and be respectful and respect privacy, right? Respect that you can't tell everything. You can't expose everything. But what you do expose, you expose for a reason, knowing that it's going to prompt change. And that's what this weekend was. That's what the book is, Becoming She, Secured, Healed, Evolved. I'm literally walking through the steps of how the roots that is within your spirit right now was planted there by an occurrence, not necessarily saying a person, but it just could have been a situation that, let's say, influence things to be what they are, yet even currently in your life. When writing this book, I had to have a moment that many of us avoid. If you can go to the next slide, sir. I had to have a moment that many of us avoid, which is facing yourself. We can face other people. We can point out other people's flaws, majority of us with no problem. It's good to examine someone else. However, the Bible speaks for you to, before you partake in communion, the Bible speaks for you to examine yourself. Let every man examine themselves. There's a reason why you do that. Because when you examine yourself, you're able to do a true analytic, let's say, test or screening that proves that you are ready to partake in this, that you have dealt with everything that was separating you or having a tendency, or that possibly may have a chance to separate you from God. And I think it's needed. It's needed to search yourself first. And then when you begin to search yourself first, you can begin to see why you respond and why you act the way you do. Again, this book was written with women in mind, but however, it still can be applied even to both sexes, because everyone should do this. I don't think that no one is perfect. I don't think that there is no one on this planet that will not benefit from doing a self-analysis of some sort. And just literally look at yourself and examine your ways. And if you don't see anything out of examining your ways that is open to become made better or to grow, to change, I would have to say that you are truly living in a life of fantasy and denial, because no one is perfect. No one is perfect. No one perfect but the Father. No one good, as the Bible states, but the Father. There's no one good but the Father. So if you think that you are always good, there ain't nothing that needs to get a little smudge up off of it in your life, I pity you. I do. And I don't judge you in a harsh way. I'm looking at you in a sorrowful way. I am. And in a saddened way, because I am now introduced to a person that does not seek change and development and growth. And my motto, one of them, anything, as Lauryn Hill stated, anything that does not grow is dead. If you're not growing, then basically you're like the walking dead. You got to be constantly looking for ways to become better, becoming she. And before we can become better, we have to look at the root of our brokenness. What broke you? Why do you move how you move? Why are you dealing with, we will say, daddy issues, right? For women, men love to ask that question to women. Do you have daddy issues, or she has daddy issues? Sometimes you can just have parent issues. It's not always just daddy issues. It can even be mommy issues. That's possible, right? I think with that understanding, maybe it might take some of the heat off of fathers, because in our society, we also have a tendency to always paint fathers as if like they're the only negative influences in a child's life. Sometimes it could be mothers. Sometimes it could be aunts, uncles. It could be a lot of different things. Just put it to you like this. You just should start saying, I have issues. You have issues. So what are you and I going to do about them? Are you going to just sit and blame and be a victim? Or are you going to seek help? Are you going to go to a therapist? Are you going to search within yourself and speak before someone unbiasedly and hear the truth about you? That's a hard thing to do. To hear the truth about you. Not looking at anyone else, not judging anyone else, but only looking at yourself. It's time to hear the truth about you. The roots of your brokenness. That's where we are right now. What is the root of your brokenness? What is it? Why are you the way that you are? What are you made of? We're going to discuss, what substance are you made of? What started you? What were you born into? Because this is what I even teach my daughter, and I teach others as well, and myself. We were born a blank canvas. Yeah, your experiences, your environment, all of those things added to your canvas. So what is being painted? What colors are being developed? What image is being developed on your canvas? And the only person that controls that is you. Now, when you were a child, you don't have no control over that. Unless you were one that was just very independent and you had to be forced into that independency because of, the terms of, your life or what you were born into. But for some of us, we were born in a family that took care of us, that loved us, that secured us. And still those environments shaped our image that's painted on our beautiful canvas. However, when you become an adult, either you can look at art in a way of that is ugly or is damaged, or you can see the beauty in it, that we're not all the same, but yet we are all still beautiful. That's the beauty of art. It's different. Some is more structured, some is not structured, but yet it's still beautiful. And then you really see the true message when they say that life is what you make it. That's the truth. Men and women, millionaires. Life is truly what you all make it, what we make it. So now what are we going to make of our life? As we are going through chapter 1 of Becoming She, Secured, Healed, Evolved, which, by the way, if you all would like to purchase a book, just inbox. The book can be shipped. I have some shipment going out tomorrow so that the people that would like their book can receive it. Also, the book can be picked up. We can meet literally on the south side in the city of Chicago, and you can purchase your book directly from me. Just inbox me and let me know. There are only a few left. I have to let you know that, though. Like, for real. We did very, very good. And so far, so good. However, I want you all to know that this movement of healing and evolving that is occurring right now is one that's needed. You don't, as the song states, the Potter House, you don't have to stay in the shape that you're in. Let God put you back together. Let him use the substance that you were born into, that you are made of. Let him take all those scraps and put you back together again and form a beautiful sculpture. Allow the Lord to do that. He's able to do it. And he will take all that you've been through and he will put it together to make it a beautiful piece to be admired. I'm not telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I live. And if he has done it for me, he can do it for you. I am no better than the next person. No better. He loves me just as he loves you. He's patient with you just as he's patient with me, and vice versa. That's why, I mean, there's no comparison. There's no judgment at all. If you want it, you can have it. It's just all about if you want it. But you first have to face yourself. Find out what broke you. The root of your brokenness. Now, you are discovering the brokenness, again, not for you to talk about it and gossip about it and call up people and talk about it to decriminalize someone or whatever. No, you are discovering this so that you can get on the path to be healed. You will never get healed from something that you are too afraid to reveal. Literally, turn the lights on. Pull back the covers. Let's talk about this. Why are you the way that you are? If you don't discover that, you will remain the way that you are. And unfortunately, in many cases, we will create our children, to be the very same way. And we'll be taking out frustrations on them that they had absolutely nothing to do or deal with or ever had anything to even say about it. They probably weren't even born when it happened, but you won't deal with it. So yeah, chapter 1, we're definitely going to dive deep in it. And I'm looking forward to that. Yes, chapter 1, the root of your brokenness. We are on a different level right now. And the level that we're on, when I say this, is not the level to look down upon anyone. We are going higher, but we're not looking down. No, we're only looking higher to the hills from which our help come from. That's what we're doing. We're going up higher and we're healing. We're growing, we're developing, and we are inspiring change everywhere we go. That's what the millionaires are doing. All right. I do want to share something before we close. I was able to look at this on CNN tonight as we were getting ready for the show. And it says that a 13-year-old girl reported missing in Dallas was found locked in a shed more than 1,000 miles away in North Carolina after she was abducted and raped by a man she met on a social media platform. Please be careful with the information that you all are giving out on social media. Seriously, be careful. Teenagers and adults, be careful. It always happens to people that feel like it'll never happen to them because they're so smart, because they're so cool, they're so wise. But the truth is, it can happen to anyone. So be careful. Don't give out too much of your personal business on social media. And then nowadays, you don't want to give it out to really almost anyone that you don't know personally. Like, for real, that's why it's personal business. Just be careful of that. Why? Because some people are watching you don't even know. It's people that have fake accounts doing some crazy and strange things. This 13-year-old meeting someone on social media is locked away in a shed by a grown man that raped her. Be careful. And this goes for gentlemen as well, young gentlemen as well. Be careful. For my millionaires, for my old students that are watching from YouTube, that Ms. Griffin always loves you. I'm always here for you. That's something that I want to give out to you. You all be careful. Don't be meeting up with these people downtown or in these south suburbs or away from your home, wherever. If you don't know them, don't do that. Don't do it. Like, please don't do that. I mean, I don't even want to say have fun with it, because no, don't even have fun with it. Like, there's no fun in that. Don't give out your personal information on social media. Don't do it. It ain't worth it. Here today, gone tomorrow. And I'm happy that the young lady was discovered and returned home. I didn't read any further into it. I didn't have time to do that. However, that's my prayer for her. And I pray that she's okay and everything is going to be great with her. All right. But again, it can be you. So move wisely. Be smooth when you move. All right. Be very cautious in this world that we live in. Don't trust every smiling face. All right. Be careful. Watch and pray. So that's our segment. I just had to close with that, though, because that story really, like, it stung me when I read it. Like, whoa. All right. Yeah, we got to be careful on this lovely social media. But next week, we will be talking about chapter 1 in Becoming She. Becoming She is the first book that I have written. It is the first. I say that because I believe that there shall be more. I do definitely know there is one more that is coming. Why? Because I've already got started on it. I thank everyone for their love, their support. I thank you for your prayers. I'm just at a place right now where I would rather focus on the positive than the negative. So for that, I thank all of the people that love me and that support me and that believe in what the Lord has given me to do. You have absolutely no idea how your prayers and your positive energy has helped me continue to become. And for that, I tell you, thank you. The Real with Meal loves you. Miss Griffin loves you. Counselor Griffin loves you. Minister Griffin loves you. For those of you that know me as Moxie, Moxie even loves you. Okay? I'm just telling you, I want you all to know that you are appreciated. Next week, we'll be back for a full hour. I pray to have my brother Brian back with me sometime soon. But if not, please keep him in your prayers. Continue to keep him lifted. All right? Again, just because someone is smiling, that doesn't mean that they're okay. So make sure you check on the people that you love and keep them lifted up in prayer. Until we meet again, continue to have a fabulous evening. I love you, millionaires. Take care.
Views made on the preceding program are not those of WVTC Radio, iNetworks Communications, or their financial supporters.
Winning victory through Christ. WVTC Allsip Chicago.